in return on a dollar bill? Nothing. So you might ask, what is the 40-40-40 scam? You work 40 hours a week, okay? You work 40 hours for 40 years, only to receive 40% of your retirement. Therefore, you are never, ever, ever in a position to level up. You just overbroke. Period. You work 40 hours a week for 40 years before you can retire, only to retire on 40% of your retirement, which means you have to go stand in Lowe's and in Walmart and ring that bell. 60, 70 years old. Welcome to Lowe's. Welcome to Walmart. You think them old people is just in there because they got bored at the house? No, they can go sew. They would rather be traveling the world, seeing the world, because they know that they are closer to death than any one of us that are not that aged or that seasoned. They know that life is almost over. So they want to go travel and enjoy life. But you know what? Unfortunately, they cannot. Because 40% of retirement ain't enough to take care of them. Rent is high, food is high, gas is high. They dang on show can't retire now. You got 70 and 80-year-olds out here doing DoorDash, bro. Taking risks. And they pretty much built this country on their backs. Before we have the liberties and freedoms and privileges and technology that we have, they didn't have that opportunity. It was grind, hard labor, hard sacrifices. So now they at the age where they should be able to go ahead and relax and enjoy out the rest of their years with their family, knitting and all of this. But because of money, they cannot. Fortunately, they could. Fortunately, they could what? Be a little more specific so I can understand exactly what your statement or your comment is meaning. Fortunately, they could what? It's a whole bunch of old people. You go look on my TikTok and see that lady out here doing DoorDash a couple of months ago that says she was right in between unaliving herself. Where's the proof that they owed? I'm still lost. What proof that who is owed? Are you talking about the people that work 40 hours a week for 40 years and retire off of 40%? They at Lowe's, if you talk about them. They at Walmart's, if you're talking about them. They driving DoorDash. They doing Uber Eats and Uber as well as Lyft. That's where they at. Where is the proof that they owe their age? Makes them older. Okay? You got politicians and judges that are old, should have been and passed the baton, taking on positions that would retire them in old age. Where they at? They at the post office. They work with me alongside of me, decrepit with arthritis and all kind of other stuff. That's where they at. And they cannot retire. They cannot, and when they do retire, they won't even enjoy the benefits because they all broke down. That's where they at. So where a lot of them is at. The 40-40-40 scam. The next time you're in Walmart or Lowe's, just ask them, hello? That's what you can do. Or you take an Uber. You know, or you get your DoorDash. Matter of fact, if you go look on my TikTok, you'll see one. Matter of fact, you'll see two. You'll see a lady that is old being put out of her home with all of her possessions strewn all out the grass for 4 days. And then you'll see the other lady that was the DoorDash that the Spirit of God told me I want you to go to the bank and withdraw this money and give this money to this driver. Did not know who she was, but I knew who she was before she got here. She's going to be an elderly lady, and I want you to bless her today. And when we went to bless her, she told us that she was on the verge of unaliving herself because she just didn't know how she was going to make ends meet anymore. Okay? That's the 40-40-40 scam for real. And don't put in no student loans where you're indebted to the government forever. Don't throw that in on top of inflation, on top of our tax dollars being used to fund wars, because our money is not bagged up by anything. It's not bagged up by gold. It's not bagged up by silver. It's not bagged up by dirt. It's not bagged up by anything except the military. That's how we make our money. Going over into foreign places fighting wars. That's why there's always a war. When there is no threat or danger or harm, they still got folks over in Afghanistan and all these other places. Hello, I am right. My stepsister worked for the post office and she said she don't want to work there. She said, I won't be able to keep up, and I'm 35. She is in her 50s. You do not want to work there, okay? You do not want to work at the post office. I'm going to tell you that right now. Mom boss was killed working as an Uber driver. Horrible. That's absolutely horrible. It's absolutely horrible in real life to even hear something like that. They out here taking real life risks. And you do not want to work at the post office. My colleagues, her husband was sick. I'm like, why you just don't? I mean, he's sick. He's dying from cancer sick. I'm like, why you just don't retire? Her hands is literally like this, okay? Rheumatoid arthritis. So she's still shoveling the mail. The horrid things that I seen at the post office, it's unbelievable. I cried every day on the job. I've never went to a job where I had to cry every day. Cry, literally tears. I had to ride my whole entire route, worshiping and praising just to get through in tears, full-blown tears. I know I'm going to make it out of this. And that's why I made it out, because I saw myself making it out. It come with too many rules. Go ahead and decide that you're going to throw the mail away or hide some mail or stash some mail and not deliver that mail. You're going to federal prison. And you don't get off at 8 to 5. You get off when the last piece of mail is delivered. You're out there with lights, night lights on your head. You're still delivering mail, taking risk. You do not want to work there. You do not want to work there. That was the worst employer and employment. But I will say, put some respect on the male people. You have no idea what they go through. Put some respect on them. I tell everybody, when your mailman come through, go buy a card, or maybe something that they might like, a $20 Starbucks or something. Be appreciative and show them love and support. They bring your mail to you every day and you don't know the behind the scenes. That's the job that made me say never again. It made me say, hell no to the no, hell no. And most people think to have a government job is great. No, it's not. No, it's not. No. You have supervisors of Amazon telling me they're doing DoorDash and it takes them about 6 hours to make $100 a day. And I'm like, good. And that's facts. That's facts. I did Uber Eats in a big city, Los Angeles. And it would take me a few hours to get to $100. I did that all the way up pregnant with twins. I did that. I cleaned homes of the wealthy and rich in Los Angeles, pregnant with my son, all the way up until I gave birth. I take a $40 booking. They charge the people $120. I'm only getting $40. I'm in there scrubbing toilets. I mean, it's just impossible, literally. Speechless. Honestly. Doing Uber, driving. I mean, here, there, dealing with men, massaging their penis in my car, dealing with people back there praying to Lucifer in my car. I mean, the whole night, putting yourself in risk. I did that. Just to make $500 a week, $100 a day. Make $500 a week. And then it got so out of control because they be like, oh, we'll give you this bonus if you go ahead and take 20 more trips. And then you get the passengers in and you like, how much you pay for this trip? They're like $60. You only got 19. I had a problem with that. Do anybody else have a problem with somebody else having their hands in your cup, or their hands in your plate, the same plate you trying to eat and get full off of? Many folks are just surviving. That's it. You're not enjoying life. You're not living life. You have life, but you're not living. You just surviving. That's it. It's crazy. I have an issue with other men having they money in my pockets. Now, I don't know how old everybody is. I know there's a variety of folks here and here and here. I'm 45, okay? My big mamas and my granddaddy and my elders, they worked every single day. And they got paid every single day. And money wasn't no issue back then. You know what the number one issue was when the elders creeping and sneaking around? They own land. I don't care if they went out there and shoe shine somebody's shoes or cut somebody's grass. They did not have no financial woes. Do you know that they bought so much land back then that people sought and plotted to steal their land and take their land? It ain't always been like this. And we got more tools. We got more tools at our fingertips than they did. I watched a video about a 61-year-old black woman that was unalived by an older white man in his 80s that was called by a scammer. I seen that too. Ain't that sickening? This lady lost her life over nothing that had nothing to do with her just because she was out there. Did anybody else hear about that story about a week ago? The man had got a scam call or something, talking about put some money in there, and then they just used her. Because in Uber, you don't have to pick up a person. I can send you to my house to pick up something, and I just put it in a box, put it in your car, and you deliver it to where I needed to go to. That's all she did. Somebody requested an Uber for me to come here and pick up something. This man killed this woman. She begged him and told him, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Killed this woman. Unbelievable. It angers me, and not only does it anger me, it breaks my heart to walk into these stores, to have these old folks. I'm gonna record it, y'all. I'm gonna make a TikTok and a reel. Every time I order DoorDash or Instacart, the age range that come and deliver the food. I mean, they'd be barely dragging. It was a woman with a whole entire oxygen tank. Come and bring some groceries from Instacart. And it'd be like, ain't no way, bro. Our elders, I know all my grandparents, they own their home. They had insurance policies. That's for sure. Big Mama and them had insurance policies. That's what the family then was fighting over. You know, and they take in their little insurance policy and go cash it out. They didn't teach them how to continue the wealth. And that's why we're here now. We don't own a dang on thing. And you got to ask yourself what happened. Because these was people that didn't even know how to read and write, especially in the melanated community. They didn't even know how to read or write, but they owned land. And they got paid every single day. You think about it. You think about it. Do you have a bill every day? Every day, you're being charged for electricity. I don't care if the actual generated bill comes out every month or 2 months. Every single day, you're using kilowatts, and you're being charged for those kilowatts that you're using. Every day, you need to eat. Every day. Whether you drink faucet water or not, you're being charged for the water bill every single day. Every day. If you got to drive and commute and go to work, you paying for gas every day. You got everyday bills, but you don't got everyday money. And that's why there's more poverty than there is prosperity. It's a handful of folks that are prosperous. You never seen a homeless or broke farmer. Would you agree? How many of you guys have ever seen a homeless or a broke farmer? I'm talking about one that have land and they have cattle or they have some type of something that they're raising on their land. Are they broke? Are they all on social media trying to get clout? Absolutely not. Every year like clockwork, they know there's a time and there's a season. And in my season of harvest, I'm going to harvest all that I need to harvest. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to have enough to sustain me to the next year. Why is it that eggnog only comes out once a year and makes $1 billion and then goes sit down somewhere? Why is it that Apple only announced their products in October once a year and then after that go sit down? You don't hear about them no more. They're not out here spending no millions of dollars on no marketing for no new products. Why? Because they use their mind. And that's where we go wrong at. We use our mind to entertain us, to hang around negativity. Our environments are negative. And therefore, if you are susceptible to that type of environment, then you can never have positivity. If everybody in your circle is just getting by, just over broke, poor, then guess what? You're going to remain in that position as well, because that's what you're surrounded by. Whatever you hang around, you become. If you don't drink, you don't hang around with drinkers. Am I lying or not? There's no reason. We have nothing in common. You want to go to the bar tonight? No, I'm good. You tired or something? No, I just don't want to go to the bar. If you're not no crackhead, you're not going to be running with no crackheads. Why? Because you're not a crackhead. We don't have nothing in common. If you're not a hoe, you ain't running with hoes. If you're not a thought, you're not running with thoughts. If you're not a drug dealer, you're not running with drug dealers. Understand? Everything has two sides to it. It's a law. A piece of bread has two sides to it. A piece of bread has two sides to it. A coin has two sides to it, heads and tail. Okay? Gravity, up, down, has two sides to it. You're tracking with me? If you picking up what I'm putting down, just say yes, yes in the comment. What do we need to do? Where do we begin? How do we implement change and sustain change? The change that ultimately becomes a way of life. Right here. This is the first start. Right here. We looking outward when what we need is on the inside. That's what I'm telling you. Now, I'm finna submit some feedback. I don't know what y'all doing over here. Y'all tripping. Get the heck up out of here, TikTok. Y'all about to get on my nerves. Period. It starts with your mind. As a man thinketh, so is he. You see what's going across the screen? We work with our minds and not our hands. We've been doing it backwards. We've been trying to work to get wealth and prosperity and live the life that we really desire to live. And ain't nothing wrong with wanting to live the life you want to live. You know where that desire comes from? Your creator. That's why you feel miserable. That's why most people feel miserable. That's why most people feel depressed. That's why most people feel hopeful. That's why most people feel suicidal. Okay? You put it together. That's why most people feel despair. That's why most people are not happy with life. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 to 10, how happy are you with your life? Honestly, I'm going to wait for y'all to answer me that. On a scale of 1 through 10, how happy are you with your life and your circumstances? Thank you, Sister LaTanya. Honestly, a number 7, which means there's room for improvement all day long. All day long. You got room for improvement. 6, 8. I want more. You got room for improvement. 5, about a 6. That's what I'm talking about. Which means you're not totally satisfied because there's room for improvement. Now, let me ask y'all this. What's keeping you from the 10? What's keeping you from the 10? What's one thing that's keeping you from the 10? Just name one thing that's keeping you from having a 10 on the scale of I'm this happy with life. Let me know. One thing. Me, my fear. Okay, gotcha. LaTanya, money. Ann Woods, money. Health. Gotcha. And health is wealth. A physical ailment. Finances. Distractions. Okay. Working too much. Okay. Let me ask y'all another powerful question, because powerful people ask powerful questions, because powerful questions cause you to focus. And what you focus on is what you can have. Right? I want to say this first, because Kimber J said I got a physical ailment. Have y'all seen that man that don't have no arms and no legs? And he drives. Or that woman who got to like cook and put her hair in a ponytail with her feet because she don't have no hands. Have y'all seen anybody like that? Okay, I got one yes. So not even your health is stopping you. It's your mind. It's not your health. It's your mind. It's not your money. It's your mind. Because your mind tells you ain't got enough money for that. Your mind tells you can't do that. Your legs is off. You can't do that. Your blood pressure is up. You can't do that. No, it's your mind. Because they said, even if I don't got hands or feet, I got a mouth. And I got a story. And I don't care about people laughing at me. And they use their mouth to create a movement. They use their mouth to inspire people. That's their mission. And they use their mouth to make some money. And now they travel all over the world, 7-figure speakers with no arms and no legs. Period. Why? Because they saw themselves, this is not going to keep me down. I don't care. I will not be stopped. I watched people that had cancer. I said, what makes a person with cancer live? And then a person with cancer die? Because there's a bunch of people that say F cancer. F cancer, F cancer, not knowing that it's the mindset of the person who has cancer. Because you can have two types of people that got cancer. One person that say, look, I know that I've probably been eating unhealthily. I know that I probably didn't take care of my body the right way. I know that I probably missed the signs. I know that I probably didn't go to the doctor because I was afraid. But I'm going to research and I'm going to find out the cure. And whatever it takes, I'm going to beat this. And they usually say, I'm going to kick cancer in its arse. How many of y'all heard people say that? And they take on this mentality. I don't care what I got to go through, baby. Lose my hair. I don't care. The doctor's telling me, no, it don't look good. I'm going to tell them it do look good. Because I see myself beating this. You don't get to tell me that I got a death sentence or a life sentence. You don't get to tell me that. I don't believe that. And that starts in their mind versus someone who says, I'm going to fight. And that pain, they put a little fire to you. Pain get a little bit intense. And they be like, yeah, I'm just going through, y'all. I'm just going through. And then a little bit more intensified. The doctors is coming and speaking negative and all of this stuff, it don't look good. And then now in their mind, they watering those words. They're watering those words. Am I really going to beat this? Am I really going to die? I'm tired of fighting. I'm in so much pain. I'm just tired. That's the difference. That's the difference. The only difference. I've watched a woman come off of tubes out of her throat, diagnosed with cancer. They wanted her daughter to pull the plugs on her. That woman woke up like this, snatching that thing out. She was determined to live. Determined. And live for another 2 years. Determination. It's a mindset. And one thing that I would do if I was broke in this dispensation of time, I would open my mouth. And I would turn on the camera. Because I can create a mission. How many of you guys are spiritual believers? I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. How many of you guys are spiritual believers? Not religious. I said spiritual. It's a difference. I have a relationship with God. I hear from God. I'm in tune with God, not the universe. That's something different too. Okay. I'm talking about spiritual connection to the creator over the universe and everything else. Now, how many of y'all have heard about Solomon, who was the wealthiest man that ever lived? The wealthiest man that ever lived. Okay. Now, why was Solomon wealthy? Why was he wealthy? Is it because he told God, don't give me money, give me wisdom? That's a part of it. Because he asked for the mindset to be able to serve the people. That was number one. But number two, he opened up his mouth and he was a communicator. There was a whole queen that came from another country to seek out his wisdom. He was a coach. Go read it. I dare you to. There were people that bought him 150 offerings every year. That's the equivalent to like 150,000 of our modern day dollars every year to inquire his wisdom. How do you run your kingdom like that? Well, glad you asked. This is how I run. Matter of fact, let me pull up the scripture so y'all, I ain't gonna never tell you no lie. Okay? 1 Kings 10 and 14. 1 Kings 10 and 14. Each year, Solomon received about 25 tons of gold. You go and look up, matter of fact, that's more than 150,000. If you do 25 tons of gold, if an ounce of gold is at 3,000, then you add that up. How many ounces is in a ton? And then you go ahead and do your numbers on that. Somebody that's a mathematician, because I really want to know. Somebody go do that. How many ounces is in a ton? Every year they bought him 25 tons of gold. So I want you to multiply the number of ounces times the amount of tons that they bought to Solomon and give me the equation. 1 Kings 10 and 14. Did I go? Okay. Let me go back. I started at 14, but I'm gonna go to 1 Kings 10 and 13 just really quickly. Just giving y'all spiritual context for those of you that are spiritual. I'm going to start at 13. King Solomon gave the Queen of Sheba all she desired and asked for, besides what he had given her out of his royal bounty. Then she left and returned with her retinue to her own country. She went all the way back to her own country. This woman traveled to another country to consult with King Solomon. And then it goes on to say the weight of the gold that Solomon received every year was about 25 tons. Not just from Queen of Sheba, but from all of those who came. It says, this did not include the additional revenue he received from merchants and traders and all the kings of Arabia and all the governors of the land. King Solomon made 200 large shields of hammered gold, each weighing more than 15 pounds from the revenue. What are you saying, Tawana? What are you saying? 800,000. Now, you ain't got nothing to solve a problem. He was a problem solver, and he was the wealthiest man because he solved problems. And yet and still, the world wants you working 40 hours for 40 years to retire on 40%. And here you got the Bible giving you clues as to how you can become wealthy. Solve a problem. Consult somebody. Help somebody. They wanted to know how you running the kingdom. I'm glad you asked. What do I need in place? I want mine as successful as yours. Not only that, this brother was so wise that he wrote all of the Proverbs. So he put content out. He put content out. How do you think they heard about his wisdom? How do you think Queen of Sheba had heard? It says she heard. She didn't see, she heard of his success, his wealth, and had to come see for herself. If what she heard was true, all he talked about was bees and trees and nature. He found revelations in nature. Yeah. Like ants. The Bible says, consider it an ant. They don't have no leaders and no king masters telling them to go, hey, it's season to gather food. They don't have no commanders in chief. They're not human beings. They don't got no bosses. Yet and still, every time at the right time, they know it's summertime. We need to build. We need to go out and gather. And we need to work in agreement. We ain't finna be arguing, yo, this is my piece of bread. No, this is my piece of bread. If something too big, we gonna all come together and attack it. And we gonna break off little pieces big enough so we can go back and take it. And then we're gonna create a trail this way going, and we're gonna create a trail this way coming back. Smart. And guess what? What I found out when I started researching ants, their lifespan is only 60 days. Imagine only having 60 days to live. When it comes to human beings and they tell you got 60 days to live, working is not going to be on your mind. You're not going to be thinking about no working. And then you still not going to be out there working like you all super strong and buff. And you ain't going to be wanting to work with nobody. Why? Because you only got 60 days to live. You would be so dang on selfish thinking about yourself. Well, I want to do this and do this. And this is how I want to spend my last days. This show ain't going to be trying to work and help nobody else get something. Am I telling the truth or a lie? I'll wait. Am I telling the truth or not? They don't be out there like, yeah, bro, I'm going to die in 29 more days, so y'all got it. Go ahead and get that bread. I'm just going to chill to the house. I only got 5 days left. So, yeah, I can't go out. Y'all got it. I only got 1 day left. They know that they got to go out at a certain time and get it because they know the weather conditions is bad. So they have to gather in the summer in order to take underground to prepare for the winter time when it's dry and it's destitute and they can't come out. And boy, them ants have the power and the capability to build ant hills as tall as human beings when they work together collectively. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? And then the Bible tells us to consider the ways of an ant so we don't become like a sluggard. Now, most people didn't know that. So I can talk about that. And people be like, dang, I never even knew that. I can be like Solomon too. We serve the same God. And then I can do a call to action. Hey, if you want to change your mind, remember not too long ago, there was this whole big old manifestation, manifest. You even had Satanists and all kind of weird, evil people because manifestation is a principle. As a man thinketh, so is he. As a man thinketh, so is he. They was manifesting men. I'm going to get with me a baller. They even had conferences on how to get you a celebrity, man. They was manifesting celebrity men. How you think it happened? Because as a man thinketh, so is he. If you put your mind to something, you can do it. And that bad boy is powerful. It's the most powerfulest force on planet Earth. Let me tell you how powerful your mind is. This might be a little humorous to y'all, but it's real. Your mind's so powerful that it'll tell your body it's time to go pee and release your bladder. And then you be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. And you can hold it till you make it to the bathroom. But the moment you get to that bathroom door and get that bathroom door open, that pee finna come smooth out. And you can't stop it because your brain has notified your body that it's in the proximity of a toilet. Whether you squeezing, don't try to get your belt off, and oh my God, you're trying to stop from peeing so you can get your pants off, but your mind and told your body it's by a toilet. Am I lying or no? Your mind tell you it's time to eat right now. You stop what you're doing to go find you something to eat. You like, man, I'm about to throw up if I don't get something to eat. I ain't ate all day because your mind tell you it's time to eat. Your mind tell you it's cold, put the jacket on. Your mind tell you blink your eyes. Your mind is so dang on powerful, so powerful to be wasting it on worry and stress. What I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna? How I'm gonna work? What I'm gonna have? If you took your mind and say, look, instead of me using it negatively, let me use this thing positively. How I'm gonna get out of this situation, and by any means necessary, whatever it takes, I'm coming out of this. I'm putting a stop to this. When I was smoking Newports, never forget, real story. My pastor walked up to me because I didn't smoke on the church grounds. I was too afraid. I grew up with the old folks who you knew you better not go outside that door and smoke no cigarette. You better not even wear a hat on the church ground. You better put up your finger when you're walking by a tiptoeing. I don't care if you're making noise or not. You better make sure that you respect the house of God. I grew up with them type of people. So I would sit in my car right before I came to church and smoke my cigarettes, which meant that the cigarette smoke more than likely was up on me. And then when we walked through the foyer, they were there to greet us. And he said, girl, don't you smoke not another cigarette. You too beautiful to be putting cigarettes in your lips. You hear me? And I'm looking like, busted. I had never had nobody tell me that my lips was too beautiful to smoke a cigarette. I went outside of that. I heard what he said. And it was said in a spirit of love, not, God gonna send you to hell if you don't stop smoking them cigarettes. It was just like, do you know you're too beautiful to be smoking them cigarettes? Nobody had told me that, so that got me to thinking, changing my mind. I was trying to hear the service the whole night, but I just kept thinking like, wow, I never thought about it. I never even felt beautiful enough to not damage my lips or hurt my body. Right? I go outside. Service is over. I go outside. I get in my car. Still habitual. I lights up a cigarette. And the only thing kept running through my mind is, you too beautiful. And I took that cigarette after I puffed it, and I turned it around and I looked at it. And I spoke to that cigarette in that moment. I said, this is the last cigarette that I'm going to smoke. And I absolutely mean that. You have taken so much from my life. You stink, and I absolutely hate you. And this is my last cigarette. In Jesus' name. I finished it, threw it out. Let me tell you, the next day, I didn't even wake up with not one craving. But it was so hard for me to quit on my own. I had said for so many years, I want to quit. I want to quit. I want to quit. But I was so afraid of all of the other stuff that I heard from people that tried to stop smoking cigarettes. And then like the little times that I did try to stop smoking cigarettes, I had some, irritability. I had some withdrawals because I was so used to, if something getting on my nerves, if I'm sitting on the phone, if I'm sitting on the commode, just habit. So I would get agitated. I had none of that. It was just like my mind was made up. And when my body tried to tell me I needed a cigarette, first thing I said, no, you don't. No, Satan, the Lord rebukes you. We ain't doing that. We done. I said we were done last night. Same thing when I got sciatica. I didn't know what the hell had hit me, really. And I was like, what is this? I've never experienced it. This is worse than labor. And I dealt with it, and I dealt with it, and I dealt with it. And I tried to go to doctors, chiropractor. I'm like, dang, what is this? And instantly, like weeks later, maybe 3 weeks later, because, they always want to come offer you some pills. And I went to go see a specialist. And he said, well, I can do surgery. I got to thinking to myself, I only got one bag. If I let you practice on me, because I don't care if you done done it a million times, you're still practicing. Every patient is different. And you don't know the outcome. You don't know my body through and through. But I said, Satan, the Lord rebukes you. That's what I said. Yeah. Satan, the Lord rebukes you. Anything somebody trying to speak negative, because Satan only comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So negativity, if you try to put thoughts in my mind that are not godly thoughts, God said I can do all things through Christ who gives me the strength. So if Satan tries to come and tempt me or counter oppose that's a thought from him. And that's when he needs to be rebuked. Satan, the Lord rebukes you, meaning Satan, the Lord punishes you. That's what it means. So they like, we can get you surgery and inject you in your bones and all of that. And I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. You're not finna inject me in my, I only get one bag. You mess up my bag, that's it. So I'm like, I'm out of options. What do I do? I woke up the next day, real spit. My family was asleep. I couldn't sleep. I mean, I'm telling you, I was crawling on the floor. I was just in so much pain, but I refused to get surgery. or any injections into my body. I got up before my family arose. My neighbors probably thought I was crazy. I went outside and I walked up and down my driveway, decreeing and declaring, I don't know who you think you violating, but you're not violating me. And I know that I have only dealt with this long because I have accepted it. But today I serve you notice, devil. The devil is a liar. By his stripes, I was already healed. You can't put no affliction upon me. You cannot break into my body, trespass my body. My body don't belong to you for you to trespass. Do you know? I said, and I decree and declare in this same hour. I just kept on walking and talking. Boy, I was fired up, literally. Because I had made it up in my mind when I got up, I will not be another moment, not another day, another moment in pain like this. You got me messed up. I ain't finna let nobody on the streets come up to me in the natural and hurt me. So I dang on sure ain't finna take none of that stuff in the spirit realm either. I know my rights. And not only do I know my rights, I know my authority. But I had to change my mind. My mind went from, ooh, this is hurting so bad, and oh my God. And then it just hit me. Like, you accepted that. And the moment you accepted it, he took it and ran with it. It's the same thing with poverty. It's the same thing with a lack of knowledge. It's the same thing with anything. We have been fed negative information. Society has our culture, the government, the news, media. We have been propagandized into believing everything else. So that's why we don't have what we need. Because our mind tells us we can't have it. Our mind tells us we can't do it. Our mind tells us it's a scam. Our mind tells us you can't learn that. Our mind tells us, and notice how the mind works. Let me take a drink. Let me expose a lie and expose the father of liars, which is Satan. When you are getting ready to go put yourself in debt, or you are getting ready to go steal, are you getting ready to get yourself into some type of situation that you have no business being in? The enemy will never, ever fight you until you don't do that. He'll tell you all the reasons why you should steal, need to steal. He'll tell you all the reasons why you should buy that, knowing you can't afford that. Why you should lie on your documents so you can have more of this, but you don't have. He'll coerce you into doing evil because there's laws. If you a thief, somebody gonna steal from you. Plain and simple. If you didn't borrow from somebody and didn't have the ability to pay it back, somebody's going to borrow from you and don't have the ability to pay it back. It's called the law of reciprocity. I don't care how good of a person you is. What you sow is what you reap. Some people call it karma. What goes around comes around. The law of cycles called what goes up must come down. Okay. The Bible calls it reaping and sowing. It's all the same thing. Right? So if you are just, and this even comes with when you read the word of God and you have no intention on actually living what you're reading, you're going to reap upon yourself damnation. Simple. You're still going to be held accountable whether you implemented it or not. You're still accountable for what you read. We're accountable for what we do. If you start speaking and thinking positive, then positivity has to manifest itself. If you start thinking, I'm going to educate myself, then guess what? Education, revelation, understanding, wisdom, knowledge has to come to you. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I'm just checking the temperature, making sure I'm not just sitting here saying a bunch of nothing here on tonight. Okay? That is actually resonating and helping somebody. Because that's my job. That's my job. Is to help somebody. It could just be one person. That'd be good. So back to what I was saying, when the enemy comes and the enemy tells you to do wrong or negative and don't invest in yourself and do all of that stuff, because that's what he do. What last part you want me to repeat? Can I repeat the last thing? What did I just say? Somebody type it in the chat. Because spiritually, I'm speaking. So I might not even say what I might even remember what I just said. Real talk. Because I'm speaking expressly by the Spirit. When the enemy comes and you trying to do this or that, or like I said, he says, well, go spend that money. Go spend your bill money. You can go out. You reap what you sow. The law of reciprocity is that. Thank you, sister. The law of reciprocity. What goes up must come down. What you reap, what you sow is what you reap. Hopefully that's what it was. But back to what I was saying about when you are doing something that will never benefit you, you will never get no pushback. You will be enticed to go do wrong, spend all your money so you can stay in a continual cycle of bondage. But the moment you decide to change, the moment you decide to say, I can do this, the moment you decide to say, I'm going to fix my credit, the moment you decide to say, I'm going to move, the moment you decide to say, I'm going to go back to school, the moment you decide to say, I'm going to stop sleeping around and I'm going to wait on my spouse, the moment you decide to say, I'm going to make an investment in me, what is the first thing that gets attacked? Somebody talk to me. I don't remember, beloved. I'm so sorry. This replay will be available, processed when I get done. So what I will say is like, fast forward to like the 1 hour and 10 mark and just because we only on 1 hour and 16 minutes. So I would say somewhere in between 1 hour and 10 minutes and 1 hour and 16 minutes. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Nobody want to ask, what's the first thing they get attacked whenever you say you finna make a positive change? When you're doing something and you say, I'm going to go do something negative, you're enticed. You're encouraged. Yeah, take that money. Go ahead. You'll get it back. You can borrow that. Yeah, spend that. You know you really shouldn't be spending. Yeah, just spend it. You're enticed. But the moment you decide to make change, the first thing that is attacked is your mind. Oh, you shouldn't invest in that. That's a scam. That's not going to work for you. Oh, you can't afford that right now. No, you can't afford that. Try back next time. Oh, that person's just probably trying to get your money. Yeah. Don't do that. You notice that? You notice that? If you do press through and you say, look, I'm going to go ahead and invest in, next thing he's going to fight you on is not showing up, procrastinating. Or he's going to use your family to start doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff to get you distracted. Send friends you ain't heard from in a long time. You want to go out, girl? We finna go hang out, girl, on a road trip. Bro, you want to go shoot some hoop? Get you all discombobulated and distracted. Why? Because your words don't move nothing. Your movements do. Your words don't move nothing. You know how many people will live and die and say they want to be rich and they never even got to see riches? Because they never did nothing about it. It never left their mind. They never did anything to be rich. Ever. Except thought about it. The moment you decide to make a positive, I'm going back to school to read. Here come financial aid, if somebody say you not approved or the classes is gone. It's called the law of resistance. And most people are not willing to push past the resistance to get to the other side. You got to think, what the hell is you trying to keep me away from so bad that you fight me this bad? I might as well go on and see what's on the other side. I never forget when I was writing my book, Satan tried to kill my twins in my womb. I was only 6 months. I'm bleeding everywhere, like a bloodbath bleeding, pouring out. I mean, you walking, it's just dropping out. I'm in labor, but I'm still writing. The devil is a liar. This book gonna go out. You mad about something? See, when I get opposition, it's a key indicator that, baby, I'm on the right path. And I'm gonna stick on this path. I'm out here buying land and allowing people to buy land and get deals to grow their money and all of this stuff. And then bang, my son died. Why do you think that happened? Oh, that'll stop you right there. That'll put you on down for the count. That'll stop you right there. Yeah, your son's dead now. Now go lay down and wither away somewhere. Go get yourself on some medication. Go drink yourself to a Pope. That'll stop you there. But he was very surprised when I sat there on live the same night my son died, giving God all the glory. Because all I can hear God saying is, and there shall be greater after this. This didn't come to break you. This comes to elevate you. This gonna light a night of fire in you that you would never knew you had on the inside of you. That's all I can hear. And tell me, how many times have I even stopped since then? How many times did I go MIA? For the first year, I said, respectfully, I'm going to take a few weeks off to heal because I just been in go mode since he died. And it's the second child I buried. One died April 9th, one died April 18th. Imagine that. And then the one that died April 9th, his birthday is in a couple of days. When I tell you the enemy tried to take me out, my family out, his siblings out, my husband out. My husband lost over 100 pounds. And he wasn't even trying to diet. He was only trying to keep his family afloat and together, while trying to carry all that weight for himself. He was losing himself. I had to see my husband he looking like he next. And he needs some attention. He's trying to cater to you, take care of the kids so you can have your moment to grieve and work and all of that. Why do you think? And then when he couldn't get me with that, he started using these platforms to try to attack me. Oh, she's still going to go forth and still going to hold her money up. put her money in your reserves. I've never been attacked like that in my life. I heard about other people being demonetized and all of this stuff. I've never been attacked like that in my life. Still to this day, because he know I'm a helper. These people are still trying to put tariffs and reserves and restrictions on my money, but they know they can't stop me. And every millionaire, every billionaire, every person that got wealth, tell me in the chat right now, what is their number one story? What do they all have in common? Tell me right now. Tell me right now, what is their story behind their money? Because people sit back and be like, dang, why they got $1 million? Why they had to do this? They just trying to flaunt and stun on somebody. They didn't went and bought all them new cars and stuff. No, they didn't need the new cars. They could have been out here feeding the poor, not knowing feeding the poor in their poverty got them to where they were at. It's called the law of reciprocity. Y'all tell me, what do they all have in common from the ones that you didn't heard? The ones that you know about that's wealthy. Come on, y'all, real quick, talk to me. One says determination, one says obedience. No, what do they all have in common? Those are good things. Determination and obedience. What do they have in common? Somebody come on through. Mindset. Okay, nope, that's not it. Even though those are good answers. I'm going to take one more before I tell y'all. Mindset. Nope. They're good answers, but that's not all they have in common. Those are characteristics or traits. Believe that they can happen. Still same mindset. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, they pay tithes. Nope, that's a good thing too. But no, they all have a story. Do they or do they not? And ain't all their story is they was broke. They had lost everything, families, monies, businesses. They was on their last leg. They didn't want to live anymore. They was in mental hospitals. Alex Hermosi, he was sleeping on a basketball gym. Billie Jean, he was in his mama's basement. Every single last one of them. Listen to Lisa Nichols. Listen to E.T. the hip-hop preacher. He was homeless. Listen to Grant Cardone. He was on drugs. Every one of them have a story. Every one of them. They have a story of I never gave up. And I always believed I can get here. And so now I'm here. Look at little Boosie. He came out of prison with nothing. This man owns 100 acres in Atlanta. It's called Boosie Town. Why? Because he saw, not only did I lack, and I got to do something about it, but I want to do something about it for everybody else. They all have a story in common. You can't even hear about another person's business without hearing about their story. Let me ask you on tonight. He got diabetes. He also had cancer. See, look at the stories. Stories of overcoming. That's the name of the story. They overcame. They all had obstacles. They all had challenges. They all had setbacks. They all had some horrible things happen to them. But they had the mindset to overcome. They didn't just get rich overnight. They had to put in hard work. They had to change their mind. They all have this one thing in common. They said we all had to read books, education. When you want to change the narrative, all you got to do is educate your mind. Because you can lose $1 million. They can take all your money, beloved, but they can't take your mind. Your mind is so powerful that these people actually want to study certain people's minds to figure out what the heck. How was they able to do that? How many of y'all have a story here on tonight? We did talk about several things. How many of us here have a story on tonight? Because I promise you, if you have a story, that story is somebody's solution. Y'all know on TikTok, y'all know on Instagram, you know on YouTube, you know on Twitter, people is looking for stories. The latest gossip is a story. Story of somebody else's life. What Puff Daddy is going through, they telling a story. Story of what his victims endured. What Harvey Weinstein did, that was a story. What Jeffrey Epstein did, that was a story. What's going on with Donald Trump, it's all a story. They have to tell you, this is what happened, when it happened, this is where we're at, this was what the outcome was. Stories. So now with you knowing that you got a story, let me ask you 2 more questions. The first one is, if you have a story, why you don't have what you need? The second one is, so now that you know you have a story, and this is what every successful man and woman has, and I have a story, then am I broke by choice? Those are the 2 questions. If you have a story, then why you stuck? If money is the issue, then why you stuck? Why you don't have what you need? And then, would you say that you are broke or stuck or in lack by your own admission? I feel like my story is common. Don't matter. Your story, even though you feel like that, you can't base or you can't live your life off of feelings, because feelings change. Let me say that. Trying to say it in the utmost respectfulest way to you, but y'all know I'm a straight shooter, okay? What may be common to you is somebody else's breakthrough. And ain't nothing common about God. Nothing. Do I share stories with other mothers who've lost their children? Yeah, but their story ain't my story. And I tell them that all the time. Your love ain't the way I love mine. And my love ain't the way you love yours. They're totally different. We can relate, but we are not the same. Do McDonald's and Burger King have the same story? No, they have the same product, but they don't have the same story. One grew up out of a kitchen basement, and the other one got funded and got some capital to start up there. They don't have the same story, but they got the same product. Now, why do you feel that your story is common? Who told you that lie? Who told you that lie? Because see, it's the mind. You see how you say, I feel like my story is coming. That's your mind telling you that. So now you got to get to the root of who told you that your dreams and what you've gone through or anything about you is just common. Did society tell you that? Did culture tell you that? Did your parents tell you that? You got to get to the root so you can chop it down. The only way a tree dies is if you cut off the root. So now we got to go back and find out, where did that come from? Because that is not a thought of God, for one. I am in lack of education, but I have experience. It's just mindset. It's just mindset. And that's what I would start changing, is my mindset. Telling my mind that I can believe it. Using positive affirmations. I'm above average. Everything about me is fearfully and wonderfully created. I can do all things. I will not only excel, I will succeed. I will leave my mark and my legacy, my footprint in the sands of time. Speaking it out of your mouth so your mind can catch it and grow it. I don't believe it's common. I was just taught to not speak on it. I'm talking to the other sister over here. I'm on 3 platforms, beloved. I have a child loss story. My condolences to you. That's never easy. But if you have a child loss story, you got to tell it. And if you was taught to not speak on it, you need to be retaught to speak on it. Because I'm going to tell you something. I would like to write books and be a motivational speaker. What's stopping you, Dottie Johnson? Let me ask y'all some hard questions. What's stopping you? If you would like to do that, what's stopping you, love? What's stopping you? Because you got all kind of tools and all kind of resources that help you do that thing in a day, in a weekend, in real life. So I want to know what's stopping you. You can tell your story in one day. That's it. If I wasn't recording right now, I'd do an open demonstration. Turn on my camera and be like, hey, what's going on? My name is Dr. Tawana Worlds. I came by here to tell a story. This is going to be part 1. My hopes is to reach others that may have similar stories, looking to connect with other like-minded individuals, etc. Blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Y'all stay tuned and tap in for part 2 because I can only record up to 3 minutes. I can only record up to 60 seconds. So make sure you stay tapped in for part 2. That'll be dropping. Part 2, I just pick up off where I left off at. It's simple. Your mind would tell you that it's hard. Even me doing that demonstration, well, that's you probably because you used to speaking. No. If I can reach the people that I'm trying to reach and get paid, it's called making a difference and $1 at the same time, then by all means necessary, I'm willing to do it. I used to take risks and sell drugs on the block. I was taking a risk then. I was taking risks. When I would go in and falsify documents to get a little bit more once a year. You feel what I'm saying? You catch my drift? When everybody's getting paid once a year. Yeah. I took risks to do that. I took risks to go inside of payday loan places knowing that the bank account wasn't even open, and I was hoping they didn't run my check and they would give me the $250 because I didn't have no plans on paying it back. I took risks then. But when it's time for me to do something for me, I'm scared to take risks on me. No, the devil is a liar. It all starts in the mind. Okay? I want to play something really quickly. While I'm playing it, I'm going to go use the ladies' room. I'm going to come back. It ain't going to take me. I don't want that. It's just going to take me a few seconds. Mindset is key. That's right. Absolutely. I want y'all to listen to this. When we going to connect, Miss T? When we going to connect? You let me know. Huh? You let me know when you're ready to connect. You let me know. We can try to figure out something to make it happen. I want y'all to listen to this real quick. And then I'm going to use the ladies' room. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go ahead and get off y'all timeline just a minute. I'm going to wrap it up, okay? I want y'all to hear this real quick. Let me log out of this one because this got commercials and all of that. I ain't trying to get no. Okay. I want y'all to listen to this real quick. Hello, where I'm from? I'm from heaven. That's where I'm from. I'm just residing in the earth. Where are you from? I think it's rude to ask somebody just straight off the rip, like, where are you from? Where are you from? I'm from the kingdom of God. Where are you from, beloved?
Legacy. There's power in your name.
Just listen.
Power in your name. McDonald's is a last name. Abercrombie and Fitch, last names. Armani is a last name. Baskin Robbins is a last name. Chrysler is a last name. Fisher Price, Gucci, Hennessy, Harley Davidson, Hilton, Honda, Kohl's, Kraft Foods, Lowe's Movie Theater, Marriott is a last name. Maybach is a last name. Nordstrom is a last name. Pillsbury is a last name. Porsche is a last name. Procter & Gamble, 2 last names. Rolls Royce, Charles Rolls, Henry Royce, last names. Turner Broadcast System, Ted Turner, last name. Versace, last name. Wells Fargo, Henry Wells, William Fargo, last name. Walgreens, last name. Wrigley's, last name. Welch's Grape Juice, last name. Here you are, you think you're buying a product. You are not buying a product, you're buying a name. You think you're wearing a product. Hey, look at this product. No, you're saying, look at this family. And what you don't know is while you're making every family rich, you're making yourself broke. So you done went to one family called Wells Fargo and got $200,000 so you can go to another family called Rolls Royce so you can give them money to get yourself a car so you can go back to the hood and see the Joneses and say, look at what I got. Meanwhile, Wells Fargo, their family's sitting up being rich, and Harley Davidsons and Rolls Royce are being rich, and the Joneses are sitting there holding up people's stuff saying, look at what we did and we broke. What if I told you that your blessing is attached to your name? That part of the reason why you're not wealthy yet is because you keep trying to make Yolanda wealthy. You keep trying to make Tasha wealthy. What if you made Johnson's wealthy? What if you started thinking about your kids? What if you started thinking about your legacy? What if God started dropping Canaan and opening up windows of heaven? Because now you're not just thinking about you, you're thinking kingdom. There are some people who are attached to you who are saying, Mama, can you do something with this name? There's some people who are saying, Dad, can you do something with this name? Maybe God gave you the name to change and reverse some of the stuff that the name meant one day. I wish there was somebody in this room that said my name might mean one thing right now, but I promise after today, this name's getting ready to change. I promise after today, everybody's going to want my last name. I'm here to let you know you are a curse breaker. You're thinking kingdom. You are not just getting married, you're breaking a curse. You are not just graduating from college, you're breaking a curse. You are not just getting out of high school, you're breaking a curse. You are not just saved, you're breaking a curse. And everybody around you is about to be blessed because of what God's getting ready to do in your life. I don't know what my name meant before I got here, but I know what's going to mean before I leave. You got a legacy. Power in your name. A legacy is something that is passed down. It is your mark. It is your footprint in the earth. It is your contribution to the world. Your legacy is something that is passed down. It is your mark. It is your footprint in the earth. It is your contribution to the world. I don't care about legacy. I'm single. I don't care about legacy. I don't have no kids. I don't care about legacy. My family never cared about me. I don't care about them. My life is my own. Why do I need to even think about legacy? Well, here's the thing I have to say to you. The thing you need to know is this. You are leaving a legacy whether you want to or not. Everybody in this room is going to leave a legacy. The question is, are you going to be intentional about the legacy you're leaving? Are you actually going to be intentional, or are you just going to let anything be passed down, anything be given to others on your behalf? Don't let it be so. It's like this past weekend, I went out to go preach. And when I went to go preach, I went into a city and I rented a car. When I went to the rental car, they said, go downstairs in the garage. You can grab any car. When I went down there were only 2 cars. There was one car that looked like it wouldn't make it past Monday. And then there was another car. So I went to this car. But when I got into the car smelled like cigarette smoke. And so I took off with the car because, I'm just like, hey, let me get out of here. And so I'm driving the car for a couple of days. When I bring the car back, drop off the keys, they say, hey, you have any problems with the car? I said, no problem with the car. They said, all right, cool. I leave. And they said, I looked on my email and they billed me $350. How you gonna charge me? I've never smoked a day in my life. They said, sorry, sir, you brought the car back smelling like cigarettes. I said, no, I didn't bring the car back smelling like cigarettes. Y'all brought me a car that smelled like cigarettes. They said, no, all we know is that you brought us a car with cigarettes, so you have to pay the price. Can I tell you something? That is a picture of many of our lives. Some of us lived a life that stunk so bad. And many of you are paying a price for a life that you didn't live, but somebody lived before you, and they handed you down a name or a life that stunk so bad that now you got to pay forever for it. And I'm here to let you know, stop giving people this dirty, nasty, stinky life. Why don't you build a legacy so when somebody gets into the car of your life, they want to say thank you instead of, I can't believe what you did to me. Everybody here has struggled with an addiction that's not yours. It was an addiction that your family didn't deal with. It was an addiction that your father just overlooked. And so it got passed down to you. And now you're struggling with this addiction. But truthfully, if you track the addiction, your father had it, and your grandfather had it, and your great-grandmother had it, and your whole family had it. And because they didn't deal with it, because they weren't thinking legacy, now you're driving in a car that you got to pay for. And God is saying, the buck stops here, that this is it. I put you in the earth because you're about to stop some stuff. I know people who went to go buy a house, and when they went to go buy a house, they saw their credit report, and the credit score was so jacked up. And when they saw the report, they realized that mama had gave out their social security number to the whole family. And everybody done rented stuff and didn't pay back. And everybody had electric bills and cell phones that don't even exist no more. Why? Because somebody didn't care about legacy and they handed you a bill, and now you can't walk in Canaan, not because of your issues, but because of some issues that were passed down. God forbid you are sitting in this place saying, I don't care about legacy. You need to care about it because somebody's got to live in the life you have. You are passing something down whether you want to or not.
Period. I'm going to stop it right there. What y'all think about that? Let me know in the chat what y'all think about that. And while you let me know in the chat what you think about that, I want to ask, this is Feel Great with Louie off TikTok. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? Make sure you, I'm going to check the DM. I did see your message over here, brother. I'm going to check the DM for sure. What y'all think about that? I'm looking for new partners. I'm going to check out what you got. Send me the information you got, and I'm going to definitely check it out, okay? I want to ask you guys what you think about that message, what you think about your legacy. But not only that, I want to take it a step further. If you have children or you want to have children, would your children want to change spots with you financially right now? Would your children want the life that you have right now? And let's answer that honestly. Would your children, the life that you have now, would your children want to exchange for your life and your financial situation right now? Yes or no? Respectfully. Mindset is key. You got to become the best version of yourself. Period. Honestly, no. Honestly, no. No, they don't. Would you want your kids to inherit your life right now? Is that the legacy you want to give them? If tomorrow was your last day, and all that you have done this far is the only inheritance that your children will get. The beloved over here said, hell no, right? Who want to change that? Who ready for a change? Because if you're ready for a change, I'm ready to help you. I did it afraid. I did it scared. I did it all of that. I walked away from Section 8, welfare, and food stamps. You talking about scared? That was my crutch for a lot of the years of my life. And I walked away. I'm going to grab my purse right now and pull out medical cards, food stamp cards. I can go right here on my email. I done did it before and show you the day that I told the Section 8 representative that I was giving them back their Section 8. Because God told me in order for me to have something I never had, I had to do something I ain't never did. And that was scary as hell. I've relied on food stamps. I didn't know how to buy food without spending food stamps. And let me tell you, I didn't have $1 million when I made this decision. All I had was a made-up mind. And I was tired of being tired. And I was tired of taking losses. And I was tired of being told, no, I can't live where I want to live at. I was tired of living in hoods and neighborhoods. I did that my whole life that I didn't want to live in. That's all I had. I left a Section 8 apartment with furniture fully in it to a foreign place. Left the West Coast and came to Texas on faith because I had nothing else to lose. What's the worst that can happen? Me get there and it don't work and I just get some more food stamps. I mean, what's the worst? I have an opportunity for 12 people and I want y'all to hear me before I go because I only got a few minutes, okay? I've thought about this. I sought God about it to see how I can assist His people. And I'm only going to take 12 people for this. I want to show you how to at least make $1,000 to $5,000 in the next 30 days by using your story and building your tribe. It's simple. Creating a community. You got a story? Now let me show you how to create a community. How to put all these people into one community and charge them a Netflix subscription to be in your community. Where's my mathematicians at? If you got 100 people to pay you $17, it's not hard to do. They spend it at the gas station. Somebody tell me how much money you'd make. 100 people at $17. Just 17. But I found enough money to invest in me that it nothing else to lose. Now, this is why I'm here. Now my SSA carries me month to month. But I found enough money to invest in me. Salute to you, beloved. Salute to you. Shout out to you. Whenever you make investments in yourself, I'm going to tell you one thing's for sure and two things for certain. It always comes back. It's a law. You never take a loss with an investment. You take a loss as a consumer, but you never take a loss with an investment. $1,700. So $17 times 100 is $1,700. Now, what is $17 times 500? I said 1,000 to 5,000. I shared something with you, low ticket, right? Very, very low ticket. $17 to join my community. They pay that for Netflix every month. They don't even watch Netflix like that every month. They still pay it. It's statistically proven that they will pay it for 6 months before they actually pull out from it. You don't watch Netflix, but when you do want to watch Netflix, you pay that little $15.99, $16 just to have it as for when you do want to watch it. So $17 times 500 is $8,500 off of $17. How many of you guys can admit you at least spend $17 a day, not per month? How many of y'all spend $17 per day? You just say yes. You go to the liquor store, the corner store, the gas station, buy 2 bags of chips, a cup drink, a bottle drink, a fruit juice, something sweet, that's $17. Get some gas, that's $17 or more than $17. Go to a restaurant, ask for a Happy Meal with apple pie on the side, that's $17. So we all agree people don't have a problem spending $17. I have 12 spots where I'm going to show you how to make $1,000 to $5,000 in the next month, 30 days, utilizing a Netflix subscription and building your tribe. As simple as that. And I'm only taking 12 and it's $97. I spend more than that on the West Coast, baby. Listen. I went up in there trying to get my kid a bag of chips and a fruit punch juice, and that was $11. I want to show you how to take your mind and turn your mind into a movement by using your story or solving somebody else's problem with somebody else's story. Doesn't matter. And I'm only able to take 12 people right now. Not only am I going to teach you how to do this, I'm also going to allow you to make money with me. Because when I launch it, if you invite people to come and join it with you for $97, you're going to get half of the sale. So technically, the 12 people, especially if you a word of mouth, hey, this community is showing us how to do A, B, C, D, and E. They pay their $97, you get half of that. After 2 people signing up, coming through you got your money back. Everything else is in profit mode, right? You refer 5 people, that's $250 from a word of mouth, from using your mouth. It's that simple. I'm not offering any other services. I got a whole bunch of stuff listed in the description that's going to be off the table. I said I was running it for this weekend, but it's going to be off the table after tonight. So you are more than free to look through over here on Facebook or on YouTube through the description and say, do I want to take that all the way from funding to do-it-yourself credit to government contracts to transportation, the whole 9 yards. But I only want to take 12 people at $97. I'm going to show you how to do 1,000 to 5,000 in 30 days. Who want to take me up on that offer? I'm only taking 12. When I launch, it'll be priced differently with a different type of situation and a different type of structure. Okay? Because I'm going to put some transformational, educational, impactful information in this community that is going to change your life. It's going to change your mind. And when you change your mind, you can change your money. And when you change your mind and your money, you can change your life. It's a win-win situation. It's not a bet. It's not a gamble. It's an investment. And then you get to be in a community where you thrive, where you learn, because that's the first step after education, is surrounding yourself around like-minded individuals. Why? Because what you hang around, you become. Period. What you hang around, you become. There is a saying that if you run with 6 millionaires, you'll become the 7th one. It's facts. Just like I said earlier, if you're not a drunk, you don't hang with drunks. You want to be a millionaire, you want to be a 5-figure earner, then hang with 5-figure earners. Then when it's time to be a 6-figure earner, you hang with 6-figure earners. Why? Because you are guaranteed to become the next one. You're guaranteed. I could even make it here on tonight and only on tonight, and I'm finna end it right after this. I can take 12 at 97, or I can take 24 at half of that, but you will not get the opportunity to make money with me. Okay? That's the 2 options I can give y'all on this. You pay $97 and make money with me. Or you can pay half of $97, which is, let me tell you, it's like 47, 6, 14, no, 47. It's going to be like $48. Okay? And then you don't get the opportunity to make money with me. I'll take 24 at $47 or 12 at 97. Okay? You want to come out? Here's your opportunity to come out. Take action steps. Learn from somebody that has done exactly what they're telling you that they can do. You can make way more than what I'm telling you. I'm just guaranteeing you that you can do 1,000 to 5,000 each month. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to do to change your situation? Regardless, you're going to spend it with somebody. Don't have to be me. You can keep on feeding it to the government. It's totally up to you. It doesn't have to be me. Somebody going to get it. Why not invest it into you? Because you're worth it. Where you can learn how to make more money. This is called making your money work for you instead of being a consumer where you don't get nothing in return. You can actually get a return on your investment. And it's either or. It's either going to be 12 at 97 or 24 at 47. Okay? Any takers before I go? Any taker, raise your hands. Let me know. I'll give you the information to pay and then tell you how you're going to get access to the whole 9 yards. Because I travel, because I have high-paying clients, because I don't need to come out and ask the people, hey, do you want to buy something from me? I actually have systems and automation set up. This one's for you and not for me. You've been asking for prayer. Okay, I want to do this. I want to change. I want to get this. I want to do that. Here it is on tonight. Going once. Anybody? Okay? Want to take me up on that offer? Learn you a new skill that's going to make you money. All of these people are planning to take your money from you, and then your dollar be absolutely no good. And then you're stuck. Also in that description, if you want to learn how to buy land and become your own bank and then live tax-free, that's in there as well. If you want a digital product and your whole entire stand store set up for you so you can sell it, that's in there as well. But this is the only one that I'm pushing on tonight. So I got one person that says yes. If you are that one person, you that one person I came for on tonight. I'm not messed up at all about numbers. And I know a lot of people that sit here and work you and have to work your mind. I'm not she. It's either you see an opportunity and people will pay for what they find value in. If it has no value for you, then I'm not here for you. If you don't see value in changing your life, changing your money, then this definitely is not for you. But if you can say, I'm going to stop eating out this week, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to do this week. I'm not going to use this on this extracurricular activity. I'm actually going to invest in myself. And this is the lowest. Money will always come, but an opportunity won't. You only get one time for an opportunity. Now, will you get another opportunity? Yeah, but it won't be the same. Okay? Hi, I just came in. Is it possible to tell me what it is? What it is I'm offering only 12 people at $97 to be able to come and sit with me and allow me to show you how to make an extra $1,000 to $5,000 in the next 90 days. 30 days. I'm thinking about my 16-week mentorship in the next 30 days, using your mouth, building your tribe. Now, this tribe is going to be built so you can turn around and sell to them and do business with them. So this is your people. Has nothing to do with me. You're not pushing or promoting me. But I do give you action to make your money back. If you go tell somebody else, your friends, get them on board. Hey, join this community with me. We're going to be learning how to do an extra $1,000 to $5,000 on something so minute, something that is so easy. So when they come over and they say, yeah, I'll join you for $97, check it out, then you get half of that sale. So after 2 sales, you done got your $97 back. So now you literally got access to life-changing, transformational, educational, impactful information that will change the trajectory of your finances for free 99. If you think about it. All right, beloved, if you want to message me now, I will send you how to pay. I'm only taking a few different platforms like Zelle, PayPal, Cash App. That way I don't have to go and create a link and use Stripe and then put it on my website and do all of that, because I only felt in my heart, whenever I sit down here and God tell me to do something, a deal, a promo, it's because he sent me to do it. Whether you listen or whether you heed or whether you obey him, that's out of my control. I know for sure that there is not people that come by here coincidentally. There's no such thing as a coincidence. Everything is a divine appointment. At the end of the day, it be from 30 to 50 people just sitting around watching me. And that's 100% cool. But what is not cool is if you have an opportunity to do something and you feel in your spirit that the Most High is speaking to you and you fail to take action when he says do it. It says now faith, not next week, not next year. Now faith. Right away. You get a return on now faith. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go ahead, hit me up in the inbox before I go to sleep. I will let you know how to make the payment. I would say I'm going to send out the email tonight, but I know I'm not. It's going to be 12 o'clock. The offer only stands for tonight. But it's about to be 12 o'clock midnight here in 10 minutes. So you make your payments. I will have all of that information for the community and all of that stuff available for you on tomorrow, so we can hit the gas pedal. Okay, just need to put money on app. Will that work? Thank you. Whatever it is that you got to do, I'm here for those who I'm sent for. Okay, and I'm only doing this because I'm sent to do it for those that are ready to move forward. The information that I've gotten, I've paid thousands of dollars for it. So in actuality, if I'm going to give you access to some game that's going to make you $1,000 to $5,000, I should be charging that much money, but I don't. I have clients that pay me $10,000. I have clients that pay me $25,000. Why? Because just like Solomon, I have wisdom that will get them unstuck. I have wisdom and knowledge and information and resources that I have had to pay, not only with my time, with my money. I have had to make sacrifices, and I could be charging accordingly. I could be saying, yeah, this business, like everybody else is saying, is business. But culturally speaking, spiritually speaking, I'm sent on a mission by God. And he's not going to have me put you in a position to be a thief. When you come and you sit and you listen to somebody, or you come along and you receive something from somebody without making an investment into that person, from the time that was spent, the knowledge that was given, the revelation that was shared, whatever that changed your life, then you just sold into the realm nothing. Which means I just came to get something for free, get some information, get this for free. So therefore, you can never get no money back in return. People will come to you and get stuff from free for you. And then you will be like, I feel used, like people trying to play me. No, you sold that. So you just reaping it. That's it. If I don't expect to pay my mentors, then my mentees ain't finna pay me. I had to learn that. That was the first thing, because a poverty mindset will always have you looking for free stuff, but free stuff comes with limitations. We'll give you free housing, but you can't have no man in there, which means you're going to have a dysfunctional family. We will give you welfare, and we will give you food stamps for free, but you can't work a job, because if you do, we have to cut you off or either charge you for fraud. Free comes with limitations. Yeah, you can have some free water, but it's full of lead and full of toxins. Free come with limitations. And the limitations that it comes with is, if I allow you to sow into the realm of free, then you best believe that you can only expect free to come back. If you can't put in $7, $47, $97, first of all, if you work at a job or waiting on an income monthly and you don't have $97 to invest in yourself, that is the definition of insanity. For real. They print money daily. You should have money in abundance. It's the lack of knowledge to know how to go get the money and where it's at that's preventing you from having that. That's all that it is. It's not a lack of money. They print it by the boatloads. They're sending it to Ukraine, Israel. They just spent $95 billion on shutting down TikTok. They got $1.9 trillion in the government contracting aspect. Money is not an issue. They paying migrants. You understand me? $5,000, anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000 a month. to be here without being a U.S. citizen. There's not a money shortage. It's a lack of knowledge to know how to make it, how to get it, how it could be done easily. I can show y'all easily how to do it. But I've already been here 2 hours and 15 minutes. If you want to go and see, then go look at some of my previous videos. I'm always demonstrating for free. My last video just showed you how you can make a mini course and sell that for $4.97, $97. It solves somebody's problems. It didn't take you no longer than a minute to 2 minutes to create it. You ain't got to show your face to sell it. And now you can sell that thing for $17 on autopilot. I just said $17 times 500 people is what? $8,500. $17 times 100 people is now what? $1,500. I think it was $1,500 or something like that. $1,700. That's money that you didn't made, that you didn't have to spend your time creating anything. Simple solution. So I'm out, okay? If you're interested, then go ahead and make your payment. The information is on the screen. Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo are the platforms that I'm taking for this. You can inbox me, direct message me, whatever it's called on the platforms that you're in, but it has to be tonight. Okay? I'll probably be up maybe another 30 minutes to an hour, but it's already midnight here. Said I wasn't going to be here till no midnight and ended up being here to midnight serving, because that's what servers do. Serve. And this is my form of serving you. Period. That being said, it's mind over matter. You can do something today that your tomorrow and your next year will say thank you for. And it don't get no better than this. There's tools and there's resources that will help you get there faster. Mother's Day is getting ready to come up. You can run up $1,000 in the next 2 weeks, whenever it's coming up. It's on the 12th. Yeah, the next 2 weeks. And have you over $1,000 extra in real life, selling something you ain't even got to create. It's all about who you know and what you know that will get you to where you want to go. Not your degrees, not your hard work and ethics. You don't even got to work as hard as you have worked, and that feels good. If you got kids, you can get them on board, have them help you. And then now they learn a new trade. They learn a new hustle, a new skill. So now you got 3 kids and yourself doing it together. That's 4 streams of income. You got 15 bills, 7 bills, 10 bills, and 1 stream of income. You are 1 second away from homelessness, living recklessly like that. You got 1 stream of income and you got all these bills on that 1 stream. You're walking on a tightrope to be broke. That being said, I will see y'all the next time. God bless. I love you. Can't wait to serve those who come in with me. Okay. And for those who not, you can keep watching me. I'll keep showing up, but you can keep watching me. Good night. All right, y'all. I'm out. Let's go.